Hey there, Becca here from Inside the Square, and welcome to your free class on creating a site with Squarespace 7.1. In this class, you'll learn how to pick the right template to start with, how to navigate your fancy new design menus, what kind of page types you have to work with, how to add content to your brand new website, and where you can learn even more about making your Squarespace site amazing. If you're ready to get started, let's hop on over to squarespace.com and pick out a template together. So here we are at squarespace.com. At the very top and the very center of this menu, we can navigate to the website templates. Clicking on that will actually generate this prompt here if you want to narrow down on the specific template for you, a good starting point for you, describe what you're looking for, click into something, or you can select I'm just browsing to take a look at the templates that are available. So, how do you pick the right template to start with? So I've got great news for you. No matter what template you start with, every single Squarespace 7.1 website can do the exact same thing. They all have the same features. Unlike the last version of Squarespace, you don't have to make sure you're working with the right template if you want to do something specific. They can all have blogs. They can all have stores. They can all have portfolios. They all have the same type of image galleries. It's all the exact same. If you're starting with something brand new and you just want a quick launch page, click on that option there for type. Again, you have the option to take the quiz to narrow it down to something specific, but grab whatever you're comfortable with here. I recommend picking a template that already has pages similar to what you're going to want to offer. Let's say you want to have an online store or a blog. Let's say you want a blog. Clicking on this option here, these are sites that already have blogs built into them. Again, you can add a blog to any site, but clicking on one that's already similar to what you're going for will make a little less work for you in the long run. This one right here is a fun one, Allmart. Let's go ahead and start with this. If you want to check out the site before you pick it, go ahead and select Preview. This will allow you to see what the site looks like on a desktop, tablet, or a mobile device. And you can also select View Demo Site, and that'll give you the opportunity to take a look at this on your actual browser itself. See all the content that's on here, click around, check out the blog. How is this set up? What does it look like? Definitely explore those options there. Pretty fun stuff to look at. Now, over here in Squarespace, I'm going to go ahead and select Start with this design. And because I'm brand new here, I can create my account, follow the steps there. It's pretty straightforward. Work with email, a Gmail account that you already have. I already have an account with Squarespace, so after you've created your account, you're going to see this screen. Here you can enter in your site title, select Continue, and it'll just give you a little walkthrough about editing pages, creating pages, and styling it, but this is all the stuff we're going to go through together, so I'm going to go ahead and click Get Started. Alrighty, here we are in our demo site. You'll notice what we named it is showing up here as the actual site title, name of your site. I'll show you how to change that later on, so don't worry. But first and foremost, let's talk about how to style this new site, your design menus. Over here on the left-hand side, I'll select Design, and then I'll click into Site Styles. This will prompt the Site Styles option on the right-hand side where I can change the fonts, the colors, animation, spacing, buttons, image blocks, all kinds of fun stuff. Now your font and color menus, Now your font and color menus have a ton of different options, so I actually have 2 separate trainings that dig into all of the fun details. Let's keep this high level for this introductory class here, and I'll just click right into fonts to show you how to change the font on your website. Currently, this is assigned the font pack of Poppins. If we select Switch right here, we can grab any one of the pre-made packs from Squarespace, sans serif, serif, or mixed fonts. Super easy. If you want to just grab one that looks good, click on it and it will change all the fonts on your website. Let's assume you actually have a font family that you want to use on your site that isn't in one of those font packs. You can assign that here as well. This is the global text style for your headings, paragraphs, buttons, miscellaneous, and then you can assign additional styles. Any font that's available in Google or Adobe is accessible here. Let's click into headings and I'll show you how to change this up. This right here is your font family. That's how you assign the type of font that you want to use here. Clicking into font family, you'll notice it says Poppins because that was in the font pack that was selected for the site. But here I can click Browse All Fonts. This will open up the list of Google and Adobe fonts that I can choose from. If you know the name of a font you want to use, go ahead and just type it in here to search. One of my favorite serif fonts is Laura, so I typed that in there and I can just click on the font and you'll notice my heading text has now changed and it's updated to that font. Anything that's assigned a heading font type on my website is going to now be that Laura font. I can change all kinds of other settings about it, like the size for the different headings, heading 1, 2, 3, and 4, letter spacing, line height, style, weight, which would make the font bolder if that's the style I wanted to go for, or not as bold. All kinds of different options there to explore. Again, there's a separate training specifically for fonts that you can check out. Let's go ahead and go back to Poppins where we were before, and I'll navigate back here to our main font menu. You get the same options for paragraphs, buttons, and miscellaneous, and then you can assign styles to separate objects on your site, again covering all of this in the font training. For this super simple intro class, just know you can change your entire font pack by clicking switch right here. If you want to assign a font to just your heading or just your paragraph, click into any of these, click into family, and you can select browse all fonts to grab any Google and Adobe font that you want to use. Alrighty, let's hop back out of here and briefly talk about colors because that's also super important. Clicking into colors, it might be a little overwhelming at first. There's a lot of stuff happening here. Your color palette at the very top is what's changing all of these colors down here. If you want to make some quick edits, just select Edit Palette and you can assign your own colors here. I'd like you to notice if I click this teal option right here, everything on my website has already updated. Anything assigned that purple color is now changed to that teal color. Same thing if I select a green, for example. Let's make it look totally different. Again, everything is going to change to that color because I'm adjusting the palette, which will then adjust all of these custom themes. Now, inside these themes, you can customize a lot more. Let's just click into this lightest one here. If you want to choose something that's not on your palette, select the little circle and you can grab something from your palette, or you can type in your own custom color. Again, this is the palette we were just in. These are your custom colors. You can customize any color theme by clicking on this circle and then grabbing a color from your palette to change it, or choosing your own custom color. I'm gonna hop back out of here and let's go ahead and reset this palette to the purple it was before. There we go, back to the way it was. Now again, I want to mention I have a completely separate training about this color menu. There are a lot of different options, from presets, uploading an image for a color picker, choosing different complementary colors, tons of options there to explore. For right now, just know that if you adjust your palette, it will adjust all of the themes. Anywhere that color is assigned inside a color theme will be changed. And if you want to change an individual thing about an individual color theme, just click this little edit icon next to any of those. And once you hop in here, you'll be able to change the color of anything on this list by clicking on its little dot there and typing in your own custom color or selecting one from the palette. All right, I'll hop out of here. Plenty more to cover in the color training linked beneath this video, so definitely check those out. I'm gonna go ahead and select close over here, and then on the very top left-hand side, I'll select save, and we'll go back to our main menu. Now let's talk about editing the content on this site. We're gonna add some pages, and we're gonna edit the pages that are already there. If I click into my pages menu, you'll see anything that came with this actual template says demo next to it in light gray. All of these are my demo options. I also want you to notice that little home icon right there. That denotes the home page. So let's say I actually want the blog to be the home page. If I click on this gear icon, I can scroll all the way down and say set as home page. You can make anything you want on your website to be your home page. A blog, an individual page, even your store. Go ahead and select that and click close, and you'll notice my little icon is shifted up there next to the blog page. So pretty fun trick right there. I'll show you that one more time. Next to any page or blog or portfolio or store, if you want it to be your home page, click on this gear icon and scroll all the way down to set as home page. Squarespace will make sure that's what you want, and select confirm. All right, let's say you're happy with your home page. I'll go ahead and click close, but we want to arrange these slightly differently. We don't want the word you up there. We want it to be contact, blog, and about. Let's change that around. I'm just going to drag and drop these into the order that I want them to be in. And this particular page that says you, let's say I don't actually want this. I just want contact, blog, and about to be in my main menu. I can drag this down to the not linked section of my site, and it will no longer be a part of my navigation. But what about this button? Where the heck did that come from? That is actually part of our page header. We're going to edit that separately along with the title of our site. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to hop into edit mode from any page. Just select edit on this top left-hand side. And as soon as I hover over the header, we'll see the option to edit the site header. Let's click on that. Now, first and foremost, site title and logo is our first option. When we created this site, we typed in the site title. Let's click on that. And here we can change it to anything we want it to be. You can also drag and drop an image there if you have an image for your logo, a separate one for mobile. Have fun with that. Change it to whatever you'd like. I have separate tutorials available on those, also linked beneath this video here. Now let's scroll down underneath site title and logo. You'll see elements. If we click on that, that's where the button comes from. Here we've listed the name for the button and we've linked to it to a specific page on our site. If we click this gear icon, we can actually link this to any page on the World Wide Web, a page on our site. We can have it automatically trigger an email, automatically trigger a phone call if someone's using a mobile device there, or send them directly to a file if we want to. All kinds of options there. So let me show you how we got there one more time because that was a lot. We're gonna hop out of edit mode here. Now on any page on your website, let's hop into the About page so you can see how this will be exactly the same. Any page on your website, select Edit up here on your site preview, and when you see Edit Site Header, click on that button. Here, we have the option to select our site title and logo, and you can change this to anything you want or drag and drop an image in there. Let's hop back. We can also select Elements, and this will give us the ability to toggle the button on or off. And if the button's on, title it, anything you want to label it right here, and click this gear icon to set the link to an existing page on your site, a page on the web, trigger an email, phone number, or upload a file, whatever you want to do with that particular button. If you don't want that button, toggle it off. Now inside this Elements tab, we can also turn on our social links. If we want to send people to social media, you can change those links here, change the size, all kinds of fun stuff. We can also add the cart icon. If we have a store on our site and we want people to easily access their cart, go ahead and toggle that on and use this little drag and dropper here to manually adjust the size of the cart icon, or just toggle it off. And if you sell memberships, you can also have an account login feature available there as well. I'm going to toggle that button back on and go back. Final time here, let's select Save. No matter what page you're on your site, let's go back to our home page. We'll select Edit. And we'll select Edit Site Header, Site Title and Logo, Elements to change the button, social links, cart icon, all that fun stuff. Now after that, we have colors and fixed position and a couple other things I'm going to show you about this really neat header option. Right here, you'll see the monitor icon. Seeing that, if we click on this here, this is actually how we change the layout for the header. Let's say we actually don't want everything on the far right-hand side. Clicking this option here, we can scoot those links next to the logo. We can put them in the center of our page. We can put the logo in the center, put them beneath the logo, all kinds of header layout options here. That's how you go ahead and change those for the desktop version. You can also say fuller inset. Inset pulls it in from the edges a little bit there, so it'll be contained closer to the content of your site. Full width will make it stretch out to the edge of the screen. And then adjust the padding, spacing, and link spacing. Definitely play around with these until you get the style that you're looking for. Now next to this monitor icon, we have the phone, and this is going to actually change the header layout for your mobile menu. You can change up the icon here if you want to. Click into your header layout. Again, we can get the menu on the left-hand side, logo center, all kinds of different options there for you. So play around with those to see what you'd like. Again, change the menu icon here, and if you click into overlay menu, this is where you can actually change the alignment of the menu itself, changing those around a little bit, and the colors. You'll notice the button on the bottom is bright blue. Click into colors, and we can actually change this up to a different color scheme if we want to use that for our header or not. Again, the colors training is linked beneath this video. So much more to explore there. We're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's click back here. We are in the mobile version here. So we were in Edit Site Header on this global option, site title and logo, elements, fun stuff there. This is just the desktop layout. This is just the mobile layout. Okay? Awesome. I'll go ahead and select Save, and we'll hop back out of there. Now let's talk about creating content on your site. You'll notice those demo pages that we had, blog, about, and home, were also demo pages, but we clicked into those. So demo is now gone. Those exist on our site. Let's say we actually do want to edit them. Let's say this home page is great, but we want to change up the text or the image. Let's talk about editing an individual page. I'm going to select edit for this particular page, and you'll see this is a text block. I can literally just highlight this text and change its style up here. I can start typing to add content. I can link this to a particular link if I want to, just by clicking this link icon. Your standard text editing features are just going to be available right here in this bar. Let's say we want to change the alignment of this. If we change it to far right, you'll notice this only goes that far on the edge. It actually doesn't go to the far right of the page. That's actually a section setting that we need to change. Clicking this gear icon will allow us to edit the section. This is where we make the section small, medium, or large. That changes the height. We can change the width of the content, small, medium, or large. And you'll notice if we leave both of these at medium, we can change the alignment. We can switch this to the top, the middle, or the bottom, far left, center, or far right. You can also change this background image if you want to replace it with a new one, adjust the opacity of that overlay, so how transparent that is. Lots of fun options there. And again, changing up the colors theme. Now I've got plenty of additional trainings on color themes, backgrounds, page settings. Definitely check out my tiny tutorials on those. But just really quickly, I'll show you how we edited that content. We select edit on the top left-hand side, and you can just click into the text and start typing, or click this edit section option here to change the size, background, and colors for that section. Now, how do you add something? If you click this little plus icon, you can add any block of content available from Squarespace to that particular section. And you can also add an entirely new section. Let's say all of this is great, but you want a quote right underneath it. Select add section. And here you can grab any of the pre-made sections that are available, or just add a blank one. And if you add this blank one, you can instantly start typing into it, or again, click the plus signs. You can add any block of content that you want. Let's say you make a new section, but you actually want this to be at the bottom of your page. Use these little arrows to push that all the way down to the bottom underneath everything else. Let's keep going. There's a little bit more here. There we go. Now that section is at the very bottom of the page. Pretty cool, right? All right, let's hop out of edit mode here. I'd like to show you a couple more things. Again, there are additional trainings on page sections and adding content. I have a ton of tiny tutorials available on my site at insidethesquare.co/tiny. Definitely hop over there and search for exactly what you want to learn how to do. This is an overview, so we're gonna keep it kind of quick. Let's keep going. Let's add some content to the site. If I click this plus sign right here, I can add a blank page, a pre-made layout, or a collection page. I can add a blog, a store, a portfolio, or even a series of events if I'd like. I can also add a folder to organize my site navigation. Let me show you what that looks like. If we select folder, we'll just leave it labeled as new folder. You notice how it's empty. I'm going to actually drag contact and this random U page. Let's drag that into there. Now check it out. It just says new folder, but as soon as we highlight over that, we now have these options underneath it. So that's how you create folder content there in your site. Other than that, you have your blog, store, portfolio, and events, or a standard page. Now this is my favorite part about Squarespace. Even if you start with a pre-made page layout here, no matter what you pick, you can change everything about it. You can start blank or start with one that's very similar to the site style that you want to go with. Let's click on General 2. Now that this page has been created, we can hop into edit mode and literally change everything about it. We can rearrange these sections if we want to. We can remove that spacer, and we can change the text of that particular section. We can change the color of a particular section. Let's say we want this one to be super small in width instead of that wide. All of your options are still here, even if you start with a pre-made template. So I'm gonna go ahead and select save, and we'll be good to go. There's one last thing I wanna show you. Assuming you're brand new to Squarespace, you're starting with this site, you've got a lot to add and a lot to learn. You don't want everyone to access this site. Let's password protect it so you can work on it behind the scenes and share it with people who might give you feedback before launching your site. Here from your main menu, select settings, and then select site availability. Right now, this is set to private. That means anyone that I've given access to who has a Squarespace account, a contributor assigned to this site, can see what's on here. What if I actually just want to password protect it so I can share it with someone else on my team who might want to test it on mobile or get some feedback from a friend? I can select password protected and type any password I want. As soon as I select save, you'll notice Squarespace gave that password a lot more dots. It's supposed to do that. That's totally okay. So we password protected it. And now anyone with that password can type that in to give me feedback on the site. I'll show you how we got there one more time. Select settings, and then at the very top, select site availability. This will allow you to set it to password protected so you can get feedback on your site before you've actually launched it to the World Wide Web. Alrighty, that's it for your super quick walkthrough. Let's recap this one more time. It doesn't matter what template you start with because they can all do the same awesome things. So pick one that closely resembles the type of site you want to have just to make your life a little bit easier. You can easily add content later on and change literally everything about it, so don't stress too much about picking the right template. When you hop into edit mode and select edit site header, that's how you can do things like changing your site title or changing the button or even adding a shopping cart icon to your header. But to rearrange the pages in your main navigation, you're going to want to drag and drop those around in your pages menu. You can assign anything a home page by clicking on the gear icon next to that particular page or that blog collection. Go ahead and click that gear icon and select set as home page. And before you launch your site to the World Wide Web, you can still password protect it to get feedback from other people and test it out on different mobile devices if you'd like to. To set up the password protection option, navigate to Settings and select Site Availability from the very top. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching this free training with me today. I hope you learned something awesome. Be sure to check out the other videos in this series to learn even more about how to use Squarespace 7.1 and most importantly, have fun with your Squarespace website. Bye for now.